You're going to start off by putting a dot in each corner and then connecting them with a line. The line doesn't have to be perfectly straight. This is going to make your frame.
Then you're going to lightly draw your letter nice and large in the middle of your paper. You're going to take your pencil and drive around your letter to turn it into a block letter.
Then go in and erase the letter that you originally drew.
You're going to use straight lines inside of your frame to break up your paper into a bunch of sections, like puzzle pieces. You don't want any too big and you don't want any too small. Now take your Sharpie and trace your frame, and then trace your letter, and then trace all of your lines. Then take an eraser and erase all of the pencil lines you drew. Remember, if you drew dark, this is going to be harder. If you drew light, it's going to be a lot easier to erase.
Before I start coloring, I'm going to do a little practicing on my shapes. The top, I'm going to do it as light as possible. I'm going to actually color the entire thing as light as possible. Then I'm going to go back and do the side and do another layer to make it a little bit darker. And then the front one, I'm going to do it as dark as I can.
Now I can switch over to a shoe and practice doing light to dark. So I'm going to color the entire thing as light as possible and then decide which side I want it dark. Do it really dark close to the edge and then layer the color to get that gradient, that fade or that ombre look. Taking your time, layering. Do it lightly and put layer over layer and it will blend a lot better. Now that you have yours drawn with Sharpie and your pencil lines erased, you're going to pick your first color. Go through and just color in the lightest shade. I'm going through and skipping some so that I can use a different color. Remember, you're trying to color all in the same direction, all as light as you can. You're then next, after you complete this step, are going to go in and start adding the value to make it dark on one side and light on the other side.
Now that I have my first color set out and planned, I can go back in and start adding a dark side to each shape, each puzzle piece. So I'm going to pick one side, darken it as dark as I can, and then layer the colored pencil to get that gradient or ombre look.
Once I finish my first color, I can go on and pick one or two other colors. Go in and plan out, coloring as lightly as you can with your colors. And then you're going to go back and do the same thing, picking one side to make it darker. If you notice you accidentally made your light side of your shape too dark, you can go back in with an eraser and just gently erase a little bit, and it will take away a little bit of the color for you.